By the end of this video, you're going to have a 5-step guide to understanding how to recognize stress in horses. Sometimes it's not as easy as you think. I'm Pet Doc Donna, and I've been a holistic vet for over 30 years. So let's start getting your horses feeling better. Now, I'll warn you, if you miss any of these signs, it can lead to your horse being stressed longer than you like, so you don't want to miss any of them. This is how to unstress your horse, how to de-stress your horse, how to limit how much stress your horse is having. These are things that are under your control. The first sign in knowing if your horse is stressed is that he'll throw his head up and he'll pace or run. And this is what horses do in the wild when a cougar's coming, right? So it's a natural thing for them to do it. If you tell your horse no, you could upset your relationship with your horse. And if you upset your relationship, your horse will think that you're not a good leader if you just tell him no when he's obviously upset about something real. What you want to do is figure out what the thing is that he's upset about and fix it. Sign 2 is a change in the autonomic nervous system. The horse can blink more, the horse has a higher respiration rate, the horse has a higher heart rate, and the horse can start sweating. Do these all sound familiar? That's because humans and horses share similar signs of stress. But you can't stop there, because there's 3 more signs that are real specific to horses that will help us know whether they're stressed or not. Also, I'll need you to just hit that subscribe button, share, comment, and like, and pay it forward. Sign 3, the horse will pin his ears. When the horse puts his ears back, when there's another horse that passes by, or even a person that passes by, or even I pass by or you pass by, what it means is that that horse doesn't like that person, or that horse doesn't like that other horse. And this is nothing to get offended about. It just means that you need to work on your relationship. So right now, his ears are just a little back. That means he's listening to me. So when they're half back, they're listening. When they're fully back, when they pin their ears, or when there's a drastic change in where their ear position is, it's very important. Horses will change their ear position at the exact second they want to. It's very important to be aware of that. So if you touch your horse in a certain place, then he pins his ears. It means he's painful potentially in that place. When you girth your horse up and your horse pins his ears, it means he's uncomfortable. And the horse knows that a good leader won't make him uncomfortable. A good leader will always make him more comfortable. But you can't stop there, because there's 2 more signs. Sign 4 is shaking the head. Horses shake their head no, and most horse people ignore it. And sometimes it's not a good situation for the relationship, because a horse will shake his head, a horse will tense his back, a horse might even buck or rear a little bit before he really blows up and hurts someone. He's giving you a warning. When he shakes his head, he's trying his best to communicate with you. It means he doesn't like something. Watch how this horse subtly shows signs of stress. Notice pretty soon he's doing a really weird wind sucking and chomping at the bit, and then or chomping at his mouth, and then he's also shaking his head. Notice how these signs of stress are subtle, and yet they can lead to ulcers, training issues, lack of confidence in this person, lots of problems. And this is just from being in a stall. Turning at you, striking at you, opening his mouth at you, warning that he's going to bite at you, striking you with his front feet, and of course kicking you. These are all last resort signs that a horse will use when the horse is feeling most at threat. And a lot of times they feel at threat because of us. Sometimes it's what we're asking of them and we don't realize it, but we need to pay attention at all times to what symptoms they're showing us, what signs they're showing us about stress. Now, the best part of this video is yet to come. You guys, this is how to unstress your horse, how to de-stress your horse. These are things that are under your control. And I just need you to hit that subscribe button, and we'll step into those 5 de-stressor tools. The thing to realize about a stressed horse is that is a dangerous horse. There's almost no fatal or difficult accidents, bad accidents that happen with humans and horses where the horse is not stressed. The horse will always be stressed before there is an accident ready to happen. So a lot of people use other horses to calm their horse down. They think to themselves, well, I don't know how to calm my horse down, so I'm going to go grab this little pony or this other horse that helps calm my horse down. And that's very common in the horse world. But I'm trying to get you guys to realize that using another horse is a crutch. And the reason it's a crutch is that then your horse will get herd bound. And this is something very specific to horses. When the horse has learned that one horse will keep them safe, or one pony will keep them safe, and now that pony has to be taken away, or perhaps dies, or any reason, maybe has to have a vet appointment or a shoeing appointment, your horse will get stressed because that other horse isn't there. Now you've just created two problems where you really only had one. Step one to de-stress your horse is to drop your whip. If you're carrying any whips, flags, anything that could be remotely scary, especially if it's a windy day, just drop those and realize that anytime we wiggle our whip, we whiff our whip, we are potentially causing stress to the horse. The next thing I want you to realize is that I want you to calm your respiration down. I want you to consciously think about your own breathing, because the horse understands that our breathing tells them if they should be stressed. Our breathing communicates stress in a non-verbal way. Non-verbal cues are much more important than verbal ones, it turns out. So if I were to do acupressure on Mick for stress, and he'll let me, I would touch him right behind the ear, right here, and then I would do clockwise circles on the top of his head, right in the middle of the forelock, and I would do gallbladder 20. So these are three important acupressure points: governing vessel 20 on top of the head, and gallbladder 20 on each side behind the ears. So this is a great de-stressor tool. Do you guys touch your horse like this? Is your horse ear shy and you can't touch your horse like that? That's something you need to work on in your relationship. Step two is to drop your own list of expectations. So I already talked about slowing your own respiration down, and we haven't talked about slowing your movements down, but that's another step. This step is, you know what? You come out to your horse, you have a huge list of goals you want to accomplish. I'm going to pick his feet. I'm going to clean his ears. I'm going to scoop his stall. Today we're going to work on lateral work. We're going to work on leg heels, and all of my lists, and you can even hear as I'm talking about them, stress the horse out. So the most important thing, if you have a stressed horse, is to let that list go. Just go bye-bye, laugh at it. It's a passing thing. You'll always have other lists. You'll always have other expectation lists and other goals. Why not just let go of them while your horse is stressed? I've got 3 more steps, the last one being most important. I want you guys to stick with this whole video. It really helps us if you watch the whole thing through. Step 3 is so important, and it involves how we touch our horses. So there's a Goldilocks. There's a Goldilocks way I want you to touch your horses. If I'm gonna go to Mick and I'm just gonna push a lot of pressure into him, I'm gonna go pressure, I'm gonna do it really fast. So this is the way I don't want you to do it. Okay, Mick, I gotta put your halter on, and we're gonna go out. We gotta do that. We have a lesson, we're late. And the horse will pick up on that stress. It's not recommended for you to just go up to your horse like barely touching. I'm barely gonna touch my horse. I'm barely gonna touch. Oh, you don't want your halter on? Does it make you nervous? Okay, I'm not gonna. That stresses out the horse. Step 4 is how we use our voice. We wanna use our voice not super quiet, not super harsh, kind of right in the middle, but we want to have a low pitch tone. Good boy. Not, Mick! Hi, Mick! I'm late for my lesson, and then I have to tack up, and guess what happened then? After that, I have to, and he doesn't even care because he just ignores me now. But if I did not know this horse, he'd be really stressed with me and my voice. So we want to have a nice, calm, slow, low-pitched voice. If the last tip is the most important. You guys, let's just say you've done all those other steps and you realize your horse is still stressed. What are you going to do now? There's some supplements that can really help, and some of these are in my ulcer video. You may look at that as well. But number 1 is going to be magnesium, 2,500 milligrams or a little higher of magnesium citrate every night. Avena or milky oats, oat straw, 1,000 milligrams or 3 droppers full at night of a nice strong tincture. Say that you can get at Mountain Rose Herbs or at Herb Farm or Herbalist Alchemist. And then the third herb is valerian root. You heard me talk about that in the ulcer video. It's excellent for calming the horses down. I just give them a teaspoon at night, and you can mix it in with water with your horse's food, and that really helps them calm down. If you love this video, you're gonna love this one on positive ways to do horse training with your horses. Positive horse training is another thing you can do to reduce your stress with horses.